Hello, here we are camping with my brother Mick. A right long time we haven't camped together. Some good old British summertime. Yes, we're nice and warm and cozy in our Welsh sheepskin, or me anyway, because I'm a softie. Been living in tropical countryside for a long time.
Hey, summer, didn't they say it was 30 degrees?
Not here.
Or was it minus 30?
5 degrees here right now. Anyway, we are in the Welsh valleys, right on the seaside. A bit over there, you can't see it tonight. So gammon steaks tonight, black pudding, and whatever else. Tomorrow we're going to start cooking, right Mick? Bit of dog fishing, we going dog fishing?
Yeah. Dog fishing or dogging?
Bit of both. Anyway. We don't need to freeze our beer here because it's already bloody cold.
Chill.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers.
Okay, cheers. With the best of the Welsh weather from the valleys, signing off with a nice little fire pit, enjoying whatever bit of warmth there is here, and we'll start cooking tomorrow. Okay, for my best of British, we are in North Wales, surrounded by sheep, in a campsite. But who says in a campsite that you just have to have bangers and mash, okay? So we're having lamb shanks, because surrounded by sheep, lamb shanks with suet dumplings, okay? Come and have a closer look. I gotta brown these off. So with a nice hot wok, some beautiful extra virgin olive oil. You can see when it separates in the pan that it's perfectly ready. And you know when you hear that sound, my friends, look at that. I'm putting that in carefully because if I throw it in, I'll splash the oil and burn the hell out of my fingers. And I don't want to do that. So here's a little bit of sea salt. Starting this early, a bit of black pepper. I'm adding a bit of smoky salt. Just to give that little smoky flavour. Okay, this is nicely browned and it's time to turn over. We need to render the fat. This is really important. Now, look at the colour on that. Adding more smoked salt. It looks like a lot, but it's actually not a lot. Don't be shy with the salt. Sea salt. Pepper. Now I'm adding a few whole cloves. You can slice them if you want to. I want to keep them whole. Shallots. A sprigs of rosemary. Rosemary and lamb marry very well together. Now the lamb has been cooking away. It's time to cover the lamb with water. This is going to simmer for 3 to 4 hours. So now my lamb shank is almost ready. So what I'm going to do now is to prepare for my suet dumplings, okay? Which means I have chopped spring onions, chopped shallots, a few mixed herbs, and some flour and suet. And then of course water that we're going to make the dumplings with. The flour is actually self-raising flour. If you're not using self-raising flour, use plain flour and add baking powder, but I would highly recommend that you use the self-raising flour because it's just a lot easier, you know. This recipe is exactly how my mum used to make it. This is exactly what I remember as a kid. I loved it. We did it with braised beef, beef and cow heel. I'm going to do some of these dishes on this section of my Best of British show. And this is what you need on these cold Welsh nights in the mountains. It's very cold out here, so you need, as you see, I'm dressed up in my fleece. You need some stodge. I mean, that's what it's all about. Is it healthy? Hell no, it's a cardiac arrest shit. But you know, sometimes if you're on a fitness streak, don't take this food. If you don't mind a bit of hearty food, this is great food. Love it. So I am cooking at home, and there's nothing wrong with getting a little pack to help you spice up your flavors. So this is
I'm making a bigger stone.
slow cooker beef and ale pack, you know, I mean this is perfectly fine.
I'm making
This
something.
is going to give us a bit of a stock base. I mean we are currently, I'm not going to spend 6 hours making a stock, although the lamb has cooked very nicely and it has given us a nice bit of flavour. But
recipes.
there's nothing wrong, but you're going to do this, of course you are. So why not show you the right way? Not the most professional chef way. That's okay with me. I'm perfectly fine with it. So just add a couple of whatever kind of stock cubes or this is slow cookers beef and ale stuff. Great. Can add the dumplings in a minute. So my lamb is almost ready and it's time to make the suet dumplings, and we use this atora. This is classic famous, you know, Northern English. We do this. We use this. Chopped onions, chopped shallots, and my daughter says chopped spring onions, mixed herbs, and to make it easy, some simple self-raising flour, and of course the atora suet. And of course the atora suet, right, and some bloody good milk. You can use water or milk, it doesn't matter actually, I just want to use milk. Anyway, my brother Mick makes these really nice, so I'm going to ask him to come along and make this for you, okay? While I sit back at our campsite and have a nice ice cold beer. Alright.
Cheers, Ian. Here's how I make my dumplings. Come and have a closer look, we'll show you. Right, so this is how I like to do it. We're going to put roughly 300 grams of flour. So that's self-raising flour, it's great. And we'll put roughly 100 grams of suet.
So that's about 16 ounces and about 3.5 ounces of each.
Why are you doing this, Daddy?
We're making dumplings, darling.
Can I help?
These are great.
Can help in a minute.
So we'll mix this together.
Daddy,
Mix this in.
can I help?
In a minute you can, yes. So my brother Mike goes now going to add the shallots, the onions, the mixed herbs and the spring onions all in one time.
So we'll put these in.
Daddy, can I
Don't
put
let
these
anything
in
go
this?
to waste.
Can I put these in there, Daddy? Why? This? That's
No.
all
Mixed
good.
herbs in
Because
there.
that's for another dish, darling. My daughter likes to get very heavily involved in everything that
Yeah,
we
that's
do.
cool.
Can
Isn't
I
it, Nick?
help you, Daddy?
But
Can help in a
if
little
you
bit.
remember, this is how we did it. You know, it's great to get involved. Get the family involved, why not?
Shallots?
So we're adding
not
just
full
enough
one.
liquid to make some nice dumplings.
Give me
We'll mix this together, it's
And there's
great.
no real...
How about these?
Hold on, not yet, Charlie. That's for the next dish. So there's no real amount of water. It's until the dough becomes enough consistency to be able to mold them into little dumplings. And if you put too much water, add a little bit more flour, that's okay. Looking at that, we are perfect. So what I'm going to do to my brother now is add some of my seasoning. Sorry, Mick.
where it's
So
done,
I'm going to add a little bit of smoked salt. And a little bit of pepper. There you go, brother. Yum.
yeah. Right, get it all mixed in. So, as you can see, we've got it into a dough, and I've got my little Charlie helping here. And we're going to make dumplings, aren't we, Charlie?
We're gonna make dough.
We're going to make dumplings. So
We'll
we'll get
roll
it
it into nice little
We'll
balls
take
like that, aren't we?
bits off, and we roll it up like this. Yeah? Go on, well done. That's great. And we'll put them there. Oh, you dropped it! And then we'll just roll them together.
And now you just place the suet dumplings, and they're all different sizes because my daughter's been involved, and that's perfectly fine. Involve the family, that's what camping is all about. So we pop these on top of the stock like this. We leave it to cook for about 20 minutes. That's a very big one. Cutting that big one into 3 pieces, and we just put the cover on and we leave it for about 20-25 minutes until the suet and flour is cooked. We have perfect dumplings. Our dumplings are ready. And this is suet dumplings. Look at that. Wow.
Fantastic. Very good indeed. I really like it. They're brilliant. Fantastic.
Yep. How many portions?
Second ball.